Hey, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another live stream of Christmas Clatter. Glad to see everybody filtering in here and enjoying enjoying their evening. I suppose. Let's see who's in the chat. Who's jumped in here early before we get rolling. Maybe give a few extra minutes to some other people that are coming in. All right, got Santa Dad in the house. Welcome, Randy. Thanks for being here, brother. It's good to hear from you, and appreciate you showing up. Ken from Faces to Places podcast. Thank you, Ken, for being here. You messaged me earlier today. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, we do not disappoint today, but I appreciate you being here. Ah, yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're happy to be here. It makes me happy that you're here. Art, thanks for hopping in. Thanks for moderating. Art and my wife Holly will be moderating. So if you guys get out of line, they will kick you out. No questions asked. And for those that know Art from Cozy Christmas Podcast, that's a great podcast. But he also does the Bookshelf Odyssey here on YouTube. Just enjoying his love and passion of all things book related. So be sure to head over to the Book Odyssey here on YouTube and help support Art. So, all right, Johnny, my fellow letter carrier, thanks for hopping in here, man. I appreciate it. Got more people hopping in. Oh, so let's see. I just lost the chat. There we go. Live and learn. Anita, I still need to message you about scheduling. I think I forgot to do that the other day, but everybody needed to be on to talk about kind of the more serious times of Christmas. So appreciate you being here. Ken, my fellow bearded one from Just Hit Record. Anybody needs some good YouTube coaching? Hit up Just Hit Record on YouTube. Ken has set you straight, and he's got a lot of good information, a lot of good motivation on his channel, and some great talks with other YouTubers. I've really enjoyed listening to him and his Just Hit Record. I appreciate you being here, Ken. Who's this? This is my wife, everybody, Holly. Again, she's moderating, and she's tough as nails. So you don't want to cross her. So uh, got a lot of people saying hello. Dwayne, thank you so much. I'm glad you can make this one, my friend. I know it's halfway around the world, but I'm glad you're able to hop in here on your Thursday afternoon, if that's right. Uh, Down there in New Zealand, I think it's Thursday. So let's see. And Jenny, hello. Alonzo sent you. I'm so glad. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I love Alonzo. He's a great guy. He's always been so gracious with me and the silliness I do around here. So I'm glad he sent you. I hope you enjoy and I hope my movie list is to your liking. So we got more people saying hello and things, and that's great. Yeah, Bookshelf Odyssey. Yeah. Oh man. But lots of people coming in here. The reason I get gathered in here, I had this idea kind of spurred on. Um, with Halloween so close, it's October, it's the spooky season, a lot of people say. And being a Christmas podcast, I don't want to overlook Halloween too much. I jokingly, half seriously, always say that Halloween is the last speed bump to Christmas because I always include Thanksgiving as part of Christmas. I know it's probably not right, especially for purists, but I've always kind of I've never been a monster Halloween fan. And it's kind of funny, the more I've done Christmas Clatter as a podcast and as a YouTube channel, I've appreciated Halloween more and more. Uh, probably more than I ever have since I was a little kid and dressed up and things. So I just had this idea that I needed to do something Halloween, and I thought about how about the top five spooky Christmas movies. Now I ordered that very carefully because I'm not a horror movie fan by any means. You know, I'm not big on horror movies. Everybody says Hallmark Christmas movies, they're all the same. You know what else is all the same? Slasher movies. They're all the same. And I'm just not into it. I don't mind creepy and I don't mind uncomfortable, but just I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Um, so that's why I worded it spooky. I put top 5. This is my top 5, not anybody else's. And I hope you guys enjoy this. Now, I will let you guys know if you're looking for more horror related type movies that are Christmas movies, that are real like hardcore horror movies that are Christmas movies. In the description is a link to an article from our friends over at Den of Geek that has like 21 of the best horror Christmas movies. So if you're looking for something more um, serious as far as horror goes, more slasher, more, I don't know, scary, head over there, take a look at that list. But I didn't want to recommend anything that I hadn't seen before. I just felt that was ingenuous. So, but I appreciate more and more hopping in. Chris and Chris from Christmas Time in the City. I appreciate you guys hopping on here. And John, Coffee Talking Tech. Thank you so much, Bub, for being here. But before um, I get started, I need to make an announcement real quick. Um, this whole month, Christmas Clatter is partnering with a charity called Christmas Without Cancer, and it's a charity that raises money to help make Christmas happen for families that have a loved one that is battling cancer. And they're going to be on the podcast on the YouTube channel here real soon. And I've talked with them a few times, and they're really, really great people. And so all month long, we're selling a limited run design for them. Let me see if I can get it up here. This t-shirt design, the link is in the show notes. It's from my TeePublic store. Any t-shirt, coffee mug, whatever you buy that is this design, Christmas Without Cancer, all the proceeds will go to them and their work that they are doing to help make Christmas happen for families. And I just wanted to put that out there for everybody. Again, the link to this shirt is in the show notes. It doesn't matter which color shirt you buy. I just put this one's just black, but they have various colors, and it doesn't matter if you want a coffee mug instead of a shirt or a sticker or a refrigerator magnet. It doesn't matter. Anything with the Christmas Without Cancer logo here that is sold, all proceeds will go to the charity. And let's help make Christmas happen for some people that are going through uh, a a tough time this year, and hopefully uh, make their lives a little brighter, a little bit more merry, a little bit more bright. So, just wanted to put that out for you guys. I would be negligent if I did not mention it each and every time. So, if you're going to be here through October, just plan on me talking about it a little bit. So, but I appreciate you guys um, put honor me, let me put that up there. So, but Santa Dad interested in seeing Todd's favorite spooky Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a it's a list. I had a lot of fun putting it together. There was a few on here that I left off the list, and I'll get to those. I'll get to those here in a minute. But let's go ahead and get started with the list, and I'll kind of go back and forth between the list and hearing what you guys say, because every time I do a list, there is reaction. Um, for those that aren't familiar, I better make this distinction right away. I don't think there's going to be any problem with these movies in particular. Um, but there's always a debate, especially among like the Christmas, I guess you call it the Christmas content community. That just sounds funny saying it, but I don't know what else to call it. What exactly is a Christmas movie? And there's lots of, the classic debate, the Die Hard, a Christmas movie. You hear that a lot. And self plug a little bit. Stay tuned to the podcast channel because I do have a video on is Die Hard a Christmas movie, and it's the official word on that. But I, there's a lot of debate. Is it Christmassy enough? Is it a movie that's just set at Christmas but not a Christmas movie? There's a thing that was termed by a listener years ago on Can't Wait for Christmas podcast called the Linus moment. And that's the moment in a movie where, Linus, can come up and say, this is what Christmas is all about. And, uh, where Christmas kind of changes your life. I guess you call it a Linus moment, or you could call it a Scrooge moment or a Grinch moment, where they have the big change of heart. Now, I don't like to sparse all the nuance of it all. I don't wanna, look at a movie and be like, "Is it a Christmas movie or is it not?" So, I came up with a hard and fast rule, and I stick with it. Now, I do get some silliness out of it, but that's fine. My rule is that if it's a Christmas movie or not, is there anything Christmas in it? If there's something Christmas in it, then it's a Christmas movie. That's it. That's my rule, and, uh, that's what I strive to do. So, like I said, I get silliness. Jurassic World that came out with Chris Pratt several years back. It's set at Christmas time. The only reason you know that's like the first 5 minutes or so before the kids get sent off to the island. It's Christmas time, so that counts. Um, the last Halloween movie that came out um, counts because Lori's daughter wears a Christmas sweater through the whole thing. So there is some silliness, but that just saves me from a lot of headache of trying to figure out what is and what isn't a Christmas movie. Thanks, John, for your support on that shirt. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, there's only one correct answer on that, Santa Dad. Only one correct answer. And thanks so John. Thanks so much, John. John's a pro at this, and you guys are here. Why don't you go ahead and hit that like button for me? So, yep, Johnny, The Godfather. It's a Christmas movie, my friend. So there's no exceptions. If there's Christmas movie in it or anything Christmas, I don't care if it's a decoration in the background. I claim it, and that makes it uh, easy for me to sparse out. So yeah, if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, though. Well, we'll talk about that off art, but I know you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie deep down inside. I know you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie. You just haven't realized it yet. So let's go ahead and move on with our list. And our first one, um, I was actually made aware of this from listening to Tis the podcast several years ago, I guess, by now, but it is none other than Santa's Sleigh. Now, this movie is supposed to be a slasher movie, but it is hilarious, and it's not supposed to be. Um, this is a fun, spooky, scary slasher movie that you can have a lot of fun with a lot of people, kind of like the Mystery Science 3000 thing going on, where you can just poke fun at it. It doesn't take itself seriously. The premise is that, originally Santa Claus was like, I don't know, like the son of the devil, but he lost a bet with an angel. So instead of being evil, he had to deliver toys for so many years, and now that curse is lifted. And this came out in 2005, and it's the one and only Bill Goldberg playing Santa Claus. And you can't get much crazier than that. I mean, it's Bill Goldberg. He's playing Santa Claus who's running through the town. There's a great opening scene that is just chock full of actors, like Fran Drescher and Chris Kattan and it just these actors that are in there. His name slips me now. He plays Walter uh uh in Elf's dad from The Godfather. His name slips my mind. He's in there too, in that opening scene. So it's just a crazy movie. It does have some of the classic jump scares, and if you're not a great, just a connoisseur of horror movies, it may get to you in parts, but it is spooky. But it's one of those. It's a good party movie to have on because it is kind of silly and but kind of well done in that silliness. If that really makes sense to you guys. So yeah, the first one is 2005's Santa Sleigh. Really uh, interesting movie, and I guarantee if you had it on at a party that it would not disappoint. Yeah. So, but has anybody seen Santa Sleigh before? Is this one you're familiar with, uh, or anything like that? Um, yeah. Bill Sandberg. Yeah, you need to see it. You need to see it, Santa Dad. Don't let the little Santa kids around when you watch it though. But it's definitely not for the kids. So. But oh man, thanks so much, Ken. I really appreciate that, and the the money is going to a great cause. I really appreciate that. So yeah. So oh man. Yeah, you haven't seen that one? Put it on your list. You'll enjoy this Halloween season, and it's kind of that great go between here. So, Dwayne's seen it. Yeah, campy and funny. Campy is probably the word I was looking for. I was a little bit lost on my words there for a minute, but definitely campy. So, slots with sweet steaks, Mom. Thanks for being here. You never seen it? I'm not surprised. I don't think there's been too many people see it, but it is. You know, I wouldn't like run out and just watch it right now for no reason, but it's interesting. Now the next one is uh whereas Santa Sleigh was kind of campy and silly, the next one is real good, like real good, and it combines three unusual things. Um, Christmas, of course, because it's a Christmas movie. Um, a musical. Well, that's not so bad, but also a zombie apocalypse, and that is uh, Anna and the Apocalypse. This is legit good movie. Like seriously, I mean, look at the movie poster. You got Anna there with a candy cane turned into a weapon, and this is a British film, and zombie apocalypse happens in this town at Christmas time, and there's a drama at the school. The music from this musical is really good. In fact, it's one of those kind of musicals that you could like listen to as real songs, and just put it on a playlist and listen to it. Um, I'm kind of always been a zombie apocalypse fan. I know Santa Dad. Uh, when I hear apocalypse anymore, I think of you because of your love of that genre. But this movie, if you have not seen it, this is one I would just go and watch just because it is really good and really enjoyable, especially if you like musicals. Even if you don't like musicals, the music's a little. It's not like silly musicals where they sing for 5 minutes about sweeping the floor or anything like that. Um, It's, it's really well done, and really enjoy it, and you can see here it's kinda she's got the in this scene, she's kinda got the musical dance number going on, and there's zombies and chaos in the background and all this and that, and, there's a lot of, like, issues with her dad she's gotta work through and with her friends, and, so there's a few layers to it, but it's well done. Was I remember when it came out, and I didn't think much about it, and it's kinda one of those, I can see this being like a quiet top 10 Christmas movie for a lot of people where, it's, like, so good that you would put it in your top 10 list of Christmas movies just in general. Um, as far as, like, scare factors, I wouldn't say it's real scary, classic jump scares, creepiness kinda stuff, but that kinda thing. So, in at number 4, Anna and the Apocalypse is, definitely one you should put on if you're looking for a, uh, spooky Christmas movie, and, um, it's really it's really, really good, and, I'll try to catch up here on the comments real quick. So, yeah. Ah, Art, I found one you love, huh? Well, that's good. That's good. It is a good one. So, yeah, and, oh, yeah. You saying that, you need to be making a list and checking it twice to get these movies. Oh, yeah, man. Ken, check it out. It is very interesting. It's, like I said, it as a movie, if you just take, not try to classify it as a Christmas movie or anything like that, it's like a solid, legit movie, on its own. Taking any, uh, genre away from it. I didn't like it. Perhaps it's the musical. Yeah, I mean, musicals aren't everybody's cup of tea. I mean, certain musicals I really like, and certain ones I really can't stand. Uh, I'm a big like Mary Poppins fan. I really like that, and it's a musical. But then there's other musicals I've watched that I just can't stand it because it's like they sing about everything, and it's like, come on, it's, give me some actual words and talking. So, oh yeah. So, but yeah. So, oh yeah. I think you'll like that one, John. I think you would really like uh coffee coffee Anna and the Apocalypse. So, ah, thanks, Ken. It is on Pluto. I did see that and I forgot to mention it, but if you guys are streaming, you grab Pluto TV. I believe Pluto is free and you can watch it probably with some limited ads, and they're usually not bad at all. And so it's a great way to you know get a little Christmas now and still stay true to Halloween. uh, definitely true. That is kind of my trifecta: the zombies and Christmas and music. It just so. Oh yeah, West Side Story was good. You talking about the original West Side Story or the new one that Steven Spielberg's helping produce or direct? Is he producing or directing? I can't remember. Which one is it, John? Is it the newest one, or are you talking about the old classic one? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Now these movies being spooky movies, especially Santa's Sleigh and Anna and the Apocalypse. If you have kids, make sure they go to bed or they're not around. Um, because you don't want to expose them to the violence and the profanity and stuff. Your kids, when they're ready. That's up to you, but I don't want to just put it out there like these are all family friendly movies to watch and stuff. So, Mr. Tom Buck, man, thanks for hopping in here. I really appreciate it. Um, you hopping in here. If you missed the first movie, it was Santa's Sleigh. I think I mentioned it to you in the comment live stream not long ago, which has actually got me thinking about this list. And then Anna and the Apocalypse, you guys got to, yeah. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yondu. I remember seeing that in the theater, and then he said that line. I thought, man, that's gonna be one of those lines that people repeat forever. So, oh, okay, the classic. I kind of figured it was the classic. Something just told me when you brought that up, my mind just went to the classic because I figured that that's would be more in your vein. I don't even know if the new one's released yet, to tell you the truth. I just remember seeing like uh, previews and trailers for it. So Santa Sleigh was my number 5. Anna and the Apocalypse, my number 4. Now, this next movie, um, unlike Santa Sleigh and Anna and the Apocalypse, it's not a rated R movie. In fact, those first two were the only two rated R movies. This is a PG-13 movie. However, I say that with this caveat: of the movies on this list, this next one is probably the creepiest, probably the scariest, and definitely the spookiest movie on the list. Um, the only reason it's not number 1 is you'll see when I get to number 1 and 2. But if you're looking for a good creepy, uncomfortable movie that has lots of, it's hard to explain. It's a great movie. Um, I watched it for the first time a year or so ago, and I'm 44 now, so as 43, 42-year old, I was weirded out for a few hours, and that is 2015's Krampus. The story is really good. I love the story, the acting. It all takes place in like a house. And it's basically, how in Home Alone, Kevin wishes, he didn't have a family. And this kid kind of does the same sort of thing, but instead of the family just disappearing, basically, he summoned Krampus, who's like a German, Northern European, I don't want to say anti Santa, who deals with mean kids. Um, you know, Probably a little bit harsher than what Belschnickel would be. Um, Really creepy movie with some really, I would say, straight up scary imagery in the movie. However, it is just a PG-13 movie, but if you really want creepy, scary, and it's probably the most Halloween of the movies as far as like monster movies and stuff goes. But if you really want something to get you, 2015's Krampus. Now, if you go just search Krampus, you're going to find a lot. You're going to find a lot of trash too, because there's been, especially lately, Krampus has been really popular. But if you go to the 2015 Krampus, you won't be disappointed. It is a really good movie and really scary. This is just a clip from it of these like demon gingerbread men that come flying out of the oven. There's some toys and dolls and stuff that kind of have similar faces through the movie. Uh, it's a it's a whole lot to absorb and to watch, but it's a it's definitely a good Halloween to Christmas transition movie. And so in at number 3 is Krampus. This, of the 3 so far, this is probably the one that a lot of people have seen now. And oh yeah, which Black Christmas you looking at, Santa Dad? There's I think there's 3 of them. I think the original one's 1974, then like mid 2000s, and then they had a re-release or remake from uh 2019. Um if you're undecided on which Black Christmas, I would go the 1974 Black Christmas, which I think's the best. And the cool thing about that version of Black Christmas, it was actually the inspiration for John Carpenter to come up with the movie Halloween. It was like its precursor, um, because it was 4 years later that John Carpenter released Mike Myers and Laurie Strode in Halloween, and the 1974 Black Christmas was the inspiration for that movie. Yep. The Krampus did traumatize my wife. We did let our all our kids see it except for our youngest, who was probably 6 or 7 at the time. But my youngest son, who was probably 12-ish, 11-ish, probably 12, he watched it and he was good. He was good. So, uh, yeah. Oh, he thought this would be my number 1. It is that good. It really is that good, for sure. And it could have been, but then I got to thinking, it's like, well, there's these couple others that I personally like better, but that's more, my sentiment. Ken, you gotta get to see Krampus. I'm pretty sure you well, Ken, it looks like I'm making you a nice, movie list get caught up on. I just know you have all kinds of time to be watching movies, because running a channel and holding down a job and being a family man, uh, you have all kinds of time, but just make a list and get to get to them when you can. But I'm really happy that, honestly, I'm happy that maybe to introduce you to some Christmas movies that you hadn't seen before, and uh, it's a lot of fun. So I have number 3 here as Krampus, so definitely check that one out for sure. It'll be worth your time, and that was one of my considerations for picking this list, was to be sure, to find movies that I knew you would like. I don't wanna list, like, a bad movie where you're like, "God, I can't believe you told me to watch that," so but, hey, D, man, thanks so much for hopping in here. I really appreciate it. It's good to have you, breaking down some, um, uh spooky Christmas movies, because, it's like I told you a few weeks ago, when you talk Christmas, there's just so much to talk about, so thanks, man, for hopping in here. I appreciate it. So, 2019. Yep, yep. I I've heard mixed reviews on the 2019 version. Um, I hadn't seen it to tell you one way or the other. The trailers for the 2019 Black Christmas for me were, like, a little bit too revealing. It's like, "Oh, yeah, you just showed me the whole movie," but, if you haven't seen it, I would start with the 1974 version of, uh, of Black Christmas. That would be, um, where I would start, absolutely. So, oh, yeah. Well, I don't mind. I'll do these, Christmas movies for, any time of the year. I gotta do, like, you know, top 5 Hallmarks maybe, or, like, top 5 black and white Christmas movies. We got content for days here at Christmas Clatter for you guys, just to make sure, we're just here to make sure you guys enjoy your holiday the best you can. I know, things are sometimes hectic, so I wanna kinda, be your go-to, Christmas stop when you need a fresh idea, or you just need that. There's that song, "I Need a Little Christmas Now." You just hit the channel and, uh, and jump in and stuff, so, yeah. Yeah, Dee's helped out a lot of people with their, um, YouTube journey, and I appreciate him hopping in here. I appreciate Tom hopping in here too. Tom has helped out a lot of people too. Tom Buck, if you guys are doing YouTube and you haven't checked out Dee or Tom or, even Ken at, Just Hit Record, be sure to head their way and check them out, and, Coffee Talking Tech too. All good information, if you're interested in doing the YouTube. So, hey, Chef Vice, thanks for hopping in here, man. I just talked to this guy like an hour ago for an episode. We recorded an episode. We had a great conversation. Uh, Holly mentioned earlier the Christmas trifecta of, zombies and, Christmas and music. Well, we hit another trifecta, me and Vice, and we hit, family, food, and Christmas is what we talked about. So it does not get any better than that. In fact, I'm gonna spoiler alert. Me and Vice had a conversation, and I was kind of fighting back the old waterworks a little bit, and it was a good time. It was a good time. I can't wait for you guys to hear that and things. So Disco 54. Thanks so much for hopping in. It's late where you are. So I appreciate you being here, man. I really appreciate it. So but let's move on to number two. Number two, spooky Christmas movie. And I know for us adults, it's probably not that spooky, but the imagery still is spooky and scary. And it's another movie with really great music. I mean, because you cannot go wrong with Danny Elfman's music, and that is The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is like the quintessential Halloween to Christmas transition movie. It's an absolute classic. That's the one reason I put it ahead of Krampus is because of the classic nature of this movie. It's, the great stop motion animation, the story. Like I said, the imagery of the models is spooky and scary. I mean, it's Tim Burton, so you have like that Beetlejuice vibe, which is kind of just off-putting and things. And it's just Jack Skellington has become a Christmas icon, really. He really has. I know he's supposed to be like king of, Halloween, but in that he has really just become a Christmas icon. This is a movie that families enjoy together and, get a little bit of creepiness from the Halloween, get a lot of heart, get some Christmas. And this is one reason I call it spooky because I don't want to say scary because The Nightmare Before Christmas isn't scary. And spooky might be a stretch, but what can I say about Nightmare, you know, Before Christmas? It's a classic, 1993. Um, it came out the same year as Hocus Pocus did. Both were supposed to be Halloween movies, but I think Hocus Pocus got released early because they wanted to push the Christmas Halloween thing for um, Nightmare Before Christmas, which kind of hurt Hocus Pocus in the box office. But both have survived and become great cult classics and things that people enjoy forever. But you know, this is, I'm sure, a movie that most everybody has seen, and it's an absolute classic. And I know it's one people enjoy. The fan base for this movie is insane. It seems like it gets bigger each and every year. It's just really really great to watch and to see. And yeah, yeah, Art, I really agree, man. The music, Danny Elfman. If anybody sits and breaks down music, Danny Elfman's like really one that you really need to listen to. He's really complex. If you want a great example of Danny Elfman music and Danny Elfman orchestra, I can't even talk. If you want a really great example of Danny Elfman and all the stuff he does, pull up the Simpsons theme song and just really listen. There's all these like woodwind flourishes in there, and he does that a lot, and it's so fun, and just something about those flourishes that he keeps adding that really make it endearing to you and memorable. Thank you, Dwayne. Yes, strong songs. Um, yeah, strong songs is a podcast. It's like what makes this song great kind of thing. And they do an episode, and when we get done here, I'll drop a link to that in the description. Does an episode of what is this from uh Nightmare Before Christmas, where they breaks down the music and the motifs and stuff like that. And I don't want to spoil it because he unlocks a motif. For those that don't know, a motif is like a musical identity in musical, where a character will have a musical motif that's their identity, and when the character gets ready to enter or the character gets ready to do something, that motif plays. So your mind recognizes when I hear this little musical part, it has to do with this character. And the Jack Skellington musical motif has an Easter egg in it. And and I don't want to spoil it here. So I failed uh to think about that, Dwayne. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. But I'll put the link to that episode in the show notes when we get off. But yeah, it's a great movie, just a great all around uh, uh, movie. So Billie Eilish will be playing Sally, and that's cool. Not sure how I feel about that, but I'm sure she'll be great. I'm sure she'll be great. Yeah, you can say that. I'm probably not gonna make a lot of friends. Not the biggest Tim Burton fan. I kind of had to learn to like this movie, and the other ones they're fine or I don't bother. But I can see where you can say he's genius. I can see that. I don't want to be like, oh, he's terrible, but I can see it. It's like I can appreciate that. So yeah, it's kind of spooky, but it is kind of spooky, and yeah. So, but me and Holly, we have a debate on if something's scary or if it's suspenseful, and so yeah, Batman Returns. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie too. It's at Christmas. Uh, Here's my thing with Batman Returns. Here's my story about Batman Returns, Tim Burton and Christmas. I was 16 years old when Batman Returns come out, and I went to the theater to see it. And as a 16-year-old comic book loving fan at the movie theater to watch Batman, I fell asleep. Yeah, I took a nap in it. So I probably need to go back and revisit it, but uh I mean they're fine. They're fine. So yeah, I'm trying, Ken, trying to get mine as long as yours. There's a big beard community here on YouTube. I feel like I need to be a part of, but I appreciate that, man. You'd fit right in with a lot of these guys around here, Ken. Uh, wi- growing our beards out, but so my number one movie for spooky Christmas movie is my favorite of the list. I kind of just did my favorites. I seen this movie as a kid. I guess I was 7 when it came out. Saw it in theaters. It came out actually in June. It was not a Christmas release, even though it's a Christmas movie. Um, it's a little spooky, a little scary. I guess a little magic. If you watch like the undertones of the movie, what it's trying to say, you could make an argument that it talks about the evils of a materialistic Christmas. Um, if you wanted to have metaphors and to make it, like a statement movie. But that's no other than 1984's Gremlins. I love this movie. I loved it when the first time I seen it. There's some comedy to make you laugh. There's little bitty green monsters running around that ransacking a town. It has one of the saddest and most disturbing yet most hilarious s- stories in it. When the girlfriend tells about her dad disappearing on Christmas. Um, for those that don't know, she talks about how she hates Christmas because her dad left on Christmas, supposed to go to work, never comes home. Nobody hears or sees them again. A few weeks later, they have to call somebody out um, because there's a nasty smell in their chimney. And what happened is her dad dressed up as Santa Claus and was going to go through the chimney to surprise them on Christmas, but got stuck, and no one ever knew. It is it is terrible, but the way it's presented, it is funny at the same time. It's Gremlins. People still talk Don't feed them after midnight, don't get them wet, that's still in the icon. Gizmo was, you know, one of the number one icons when I was a kid. I love seeing Gizmo in the Santa hat. It is just a, I think it's my favorite because it just takes me back to when I was a kid, you know, and it, like I said, it's got they got the imagery in there and the gifts, and you cannot go wrong. It's you know, I believe I believe Gremlins is the reason we have the PG-13 rating. It was rated as a PG movie, but it was like right there at the line where people were saying, "Well, it's PG," and other people saying it's not PG. And so, out of Gremlins, the PG 13 rating was born. You know, so it has that mark for it, I guess, in history as well, leading to Patrick Swayze and Red Dawn to be the first ever movie rated PG-13. So yeah, um, but hey, Gabe, thanks for hopping in here, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, you need to get back and carry your rep, my friend. But I know you're enjoying some much needed time off. I appreciate that. So thank you, man. I appreciate it, Ken. So yeah, Gremlins. I mean, you're gonna be hard to find somebody that just does not love Gremlins. So that's all right, Art. There's time. It's not a long movie. It's a quick. That's back when the 90 minutes and you got a solid movie kind of thing. So make it a point this year to see Gremlins and get back with me and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear about it, man. I really, yeah, Gremlins. It's one of the best. So yeah, it is. Yeah, sweepstakes mom. It is. You know, I was just thinking of this. I see this picture here of Gizmo in the Santa hat. It's like I need some more Gizmo Christmas ornaments. Who doesn't want more Gizmo in their life? You know, and especially this image here. I pulled this up, you know, like from Google, and it's like I don't really remember it from the movie. I know it is from the movie, but it's like that's great. You got the little 80s keyboard there. You cannot go wrong with that. Yeah. Gremlins 2 is pretty good, but yeah. Yeah. We love Gremlins. It's one, like I said, I guess it's technically you could call it PG-13, but it's actually one you could probably watch with just about everybody. You know, there's some imagery in it that probably didn't age well, but we're kind of getting to that point where, uh, you know, things don't age well, but and and things. So, but yeah, it's definitely a much watch. So it is dark, like dark to see. I get that. It's probably from the puppetry and trying to hide some of the effects and stuff, but it's not terrible. It's not like what was it? Aliens versus Predator 2 or whatever it was that was like impossible to see because it was so dark. You know, it's like, oh, here's the new movie and it's just black screen, you know. So yeah, I get that. There's some movies I wasn't allowed to see when I was a kid that I just never got around to it. Inspirational Connection TV. You missed it. I'm so sorry. I'll do a just stick around a few minutes. I'll do a quick recap for you uh here and you know, kind of run through these. I didn't put the list in my description on purpose because I didn't want people to see it ahead of time. So I'll probably go back through and yeah, hadn't seen Hocus Pocus. I saw Hocus Pocus. Getting tongue tied. I saw Hocus Pocus the first time last year. Um, I enjoyed it. I mean, I can see why people really liked it. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, yes, sir. I'm using my new camera. I got it set up and rolling, and so now when I do ornaments, you'll be able to see them a lot better. Still kind of working with the lighting. like for the lighting to be a little bit brighter, so I'm kind of balancing that fine line between being well lit and being washed out. So I still got to figure that out. So hopefully the pictures um, good for you guys. I really do, and uh, just trying to you know do the best I can here. And for those that don't know, hang on. So when I did ornaments before, this is kind of off our topic, but that's fine. When I did ornaments before, I'd hold them up to the camera and they would just be a blurry mess. But with this new camera, if I do an ornament now, it will. That's not going to do it for me now. Yeah, well, but it should focus in. This was working right before I came on. Hang on a second. Let's see that. But anyway, I think I have the function turned off to where it wouldn't focus because I was talking with my hands, it'd go blurry. But um, I do have my camera rolling, so but I'll get that squared away. A lot of this tech and stuff I'm still trying to work through, but just a quick run through for anybody that may hop in here late. My top 5 spooky Christmas movies. Number 5 was 2005's Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg as a murderous Santa Claus. As Dwayne said, it's campy. It's one of those Mystery Science 3000 movies that you just have a lot of fun with and making fun of it. It's enjoyable in the fact that you will bully the movie, so to speak. But it knows it's a silly movie, which helps. Uh, Anna and the Apocalypse came in at 4. This is a legit good movie. It's a musical, it's a zombie apocalypse, and it's Christmas time. Not a whole lot more you can ask for. The music's really good, and the movie, as a movie itself, it's really good. And then in at number 3 is 2015's Krampus. It's a PG-13 movie. It is probably the scariest and creepiest of them all. The story is really tight, well done, well written. Um, there's a lot, like I gave a warning, there's a lot of Krampus movies out there. Make sure you grab the 2015. I'm sure the other ones are fine. There's probably a lot of them that are trash. But this 2015 Krampus is definitely a spooky to slash scary Christmas movie. And then at number 2, A Nightmare Before Christmas, just the classic transition movie between the 2 holiday seasons. And then again, Gremlins at number 1, which is just a classic from childhood. And I want to leave you guys with this. If you're looking for more straight up horror movies in the traditional sense that, have the slashers, have the monsters, have the blood and guts and stuff, in the description is a link to an article from our friends over at Den of Geek, and it's their 21 uh, best horror Christmas movies, and they cover a lot more stuff that I personally don't watch. I'm just because I'm not a big fan. And I'll tell you this, my 5 are in that list, and I made my 5 before I even looked at the list because I did not want any influence. Um, oh, yeah. So, yes, thanks for reminding me. I get a one track mind. I did talk about some honorable mentions. One I have, I didn't list it because I didn't think it was spooky enough because it's more like a true crime kind of thing. But that's like L.A. Confidential. Hunting a serial killer on Christmas Eve. It's late '90s. I think it's a Val Kilmer movie. I don't really remember, but it's not. It wasn't spooky enough. But if you kind of like that murder mystery, maybe Silence of the Lambs kind of movie that's at Christmas time, I check out L.A. Confidential. Um, So, but, all right, Dwayne, I hadn't seen it. I it's on the, Den of Geek list, but I hadn't seen it, so if if that's your honorable mention, I'll take your word for it, and I appreciate you, uh, adding that to there, but, I didn't wanna put a movie in that I hadn't seen or had any experience with, but, it did look like it was pretty good, so yeah, the idea of ghosts and spooky tales have been a part of Christmas for a long time. And actually, in fact, ghost stories have been a part of Christmas for longer than they've been a part of Halloween. Um, a Christmas Carol is a ghost story. You have a character visited by four ghosts. Um, in the Victorian time, ghost stories were a part of Christmas. That's why Most Wonderful Time of the Year, that song, it has the line, "There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago." Ghost stories are a big part of Christmas, and they have been for quite a while. It's a tradition. It's kind of not so much anymore, and it seems kind of foreign because Halloween has taken over that ghost, um, uh, holiday, if you will, that spooky kind of holiday thing over Christmas, but it's still a big part, especially um, art. And I'm looking at you, Odyssey. Especially if you go back and find a lot of those Victorian stories and short stories that came out, like, in publications, you will find a lot of, Christmas ghost stories in those that are really, really well done. What is your favorite Christmas movie overall? That's a tough one. Not really. It's a Wonderful Life. That is my favorite, and it's one of my favorite not just Chris it's one of my favorite movies, period. Um, it's a Wonderful Life, and, I just really like it, and you know what? I was gonna kinda keep keep this on, under my hat, but, on Monday morning, I'm going to get to talk and record with, a lady named, Carolyn Grimes, and, if you don't know Carolyn Grimes, she played Zuzu Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life, and, she had some lines in the movie, but one of the lines was, "Look, daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings," and, this year's the 75th anniversary of It's a Wonderful Life releasing. Um, so I'm gonna talk with Miss Grimes, and, she's gonna share her memories about being on the movie with, Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed, and she was also in, the original Bishop's Wife, with Cary Grant, which is another black and white Christmas movie. So, um, I'm gonna be talking with her and, about that, and then I'll have, the video and the episode out as quick as I can after that, for you guys. But, really real excited for that, and I want I wanna say thank you to each and every one of you that came, uh, to hang out with me, to talk about, Christmas movies and spooky Christmas movies. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you guys being here. I want to say this again. There's a link in the description. This is a Christmas Without Cancer design. If you guys feel so inclined, please head to the link in my T Public store, and anything bought with the Christmas Without Cancer design, all proceeds will go to that charity of the same name, who they help make Christmas happen, for families that have, loved ones battling cancer, and I appreciate that. If you guys, feel the need to, or the desire to go there and grab one of those shirts, I really appreciate it. Shirt, magnet, coffee mug, whatever it is, if it's got the design, the proceeds to that item will go to them. So, Dwayne, I'm glad, you can make this one too. I'll send you a message. I need to have you back on Christmas Clatter, my friend, and, thanks everybody so much for joining me again, and remember, keep Christmas hope alive every day.